Hey guys, I'm Lamonster here at Lamonster Garage. I'm with our head tech Brian, and we have our own sway bar now. We've been installing another aftermarket sway bar. As you can go to our site and you'll see that we still carry it, but we had some issues with supply, and we decided to go ahead and make our own. Actually, about 3 years ago, but I got sick and that changed things. But we're going to go through the install. Why do you need a sway bar? Don't I already have one? Well, you do already have one, but aftermarket sway bar is going to help in two-up riding, spirited riding, and just give you overall basic better ride quality. What it does is it's a torsion spring, and what it does is it evenly disperses the weight on each wheel. Idea to keep everything flat as possible going in turns and going down the road, going by semi trucks or I can tell you with the sway bar, it will just go like it's on rails. It really does a good job. Very happy with it, and it's an old product that's new for us, and we're just going to go ahead and show you what you need to install it. We're going to install it on a 2020 RT. Basically, it's all the same other than the panels you remove to get to the bolts for the sway bar. So I'll have Brian go ahead and tell you what tools you need, and we'll start the install.
Yeah, so for basic hand tools, you're going to need 10mm wrench, two 13mm wrenches, a ratchet, short extension, and a 10mm socket, a T30, and a 2.5mm Allen wrench. You'll need a push pin tool of some sort, and then from there it's just your hands.
Yeah, and this sway bar a little bit different than the other ones we used to sell. We still do sell, but it uses the collar as a retaining. The bar comes in red, and it'll have black collars and black links, or you can get it with a black bar, red collars, and red links. And if you want something special, you want all black, you want all red, whatever you want, you can make a phone call and we can make that happen for you. But I'm putting a red one on my bike. I want it to stand out. It really looks good with the black collars, but that's personal choice. So we got the bike up in the air, which is the first thing. You're going to need between 22 and 24 inches of clearance to fish this bar out, and you're going to see that in a minute while Brian's doing that. One of the best ways that I saw somebody do is they took a couple of car ramps on the back of their pickup truck and tied them off and just drove up the ramps about halfway, and they gave them plenty of clearance to get the bar out. But just make sure it's nice and stable. That's what, you know, the bike's up in the air that high. Make sure you got stabilizing jacks to hold it in place. You want to do this safely. The bar will not affect your alignment. We always recommend one of the first things to do is have your bike laser aligned. That's almost 99% of Spyders come from the factory could use alignment. They're within their specs, but they're not optimal. The sway bar won't change the alignment, but it's a good idea to have it aligned, especially if you're anywhere near Lamonster Garage. Stop by and we can do that for you. But I think you'll like the sway bar. We also have an ultimate package that we'll talk to you about a little bit later. That includes suspension, but this is a good start to improve your ride, two-up, spirited ride, or just normal riding. And I guess we'll start installing. So first thing Brian is doing is removing the plastic panels, and this is to access the bolts. So And this can be done with power tools. We chose to not use power tools just because not everybody has them. So to speed things up. The whole install should take less than an hour. If you're taking it to your dealer and he's quoting you a price on doing it, it really shouldn't be more than an hour install. Once you get good at them, it's going to be less than an hour. So the sway bar on the factory is light, and we found that out basically from the old GSRS. There's a company called Evolution, and he was the first company to build an aftermarket sway bar. He's no longer in business, but several people have picked up. Baja Ron is one of the first ones to go into mass production on it. We still sell his bar. It's a great bar. But like I say, we had some issues with supply, and now we have our own bar, and we should be able to manage that a lot better. All right, there's two of the panels off. So that gives us access to the bolts that we got to take off for the blocks. You'll see that in just a minute. And we got Jacob on the video if you're wondering who's doing this video. I'm sure most of you have called to talk to Jacob. Right now he's removing the stock links. The stock links are plastic. I've seen several of them break on a stock bar, and if you're putting an aftermarket bar or performance bar, you're definitely going to want to go with a heavier duty link. We manufacture our own links, and that's what will be provided with the kit. We won't even sell a bar without the links, just because it's dangerous to do so. And you'll be reusing those upper bolts, so keep those around for the links. That's the spacer right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is just a spacer that pinches the frame when you tighten up the block. So this shows that. Those that will be reused. All right, now I'm going to take the stock block off. This particular bar is going to work on all the RTs. Which year did Jacob does that?
13 and newer.
Yeah, 13 and newer RTs, the same bar kit. And we have the same bar for the, it's a different bar, but upgraded bar, performance bar for the F3 and our late model RS and ST. All right. That's all there is to removing it. It slides right out. So that's why you can see why you need that clearance. So basically, in the right spot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, that's as low as it's going to hang. You know, it wouldn't be. Do we have a tape measure here? Just to make sure.
22 inches.
Okay, 22 inches. So 22 inches plus or plus. Don't go minus. That's what you're going to need. And here's the new bar. And you kind of get an idea what the difference is. Okay, this quite a bit thicker. If you can tell that. But it's enough to make a big difference. I can pretty much, I guess on the 90 degree you can tell a little bit better.
The adjustability
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah. Also, we have a second hole for adjustability. I'm running it. If you look, these holes line up. The inside hole lines up pretty much with the stock position. We recommend that you use this outside hole. The outside hole is it's not going to be as stiff as the inside hole. 2-up or heavy riders go to the inside hole, which would be the sport or spirited riding or 2-up riding. But real easy to change holes. I would start with this hole here, see if you like it. If you need it a little bit stiffer, you can always go here. So, and it'll put to stock position, but remember you got a heavier bar. So it's not going to be like a stock ride. Still going to be an improved ride. So, well, here you go, Brian. Just tucks right in there. So the new blocks are just going to split over the bar with a little manipulation.
Small pry bar helps with that step, getting it all the way in.
Well, it looked like you'd done it a time or two.
Once or twice.
Yeah, we've literally, Lamonster Garage, since we started doing them on the old RSs and then RTs, and Brian has done probably
Thousands.
yeah, probably 1,000.
Thousands.
So we've literally done thousands. We looked at our sales and we've sold a bunch of sway bars, and it's just really a good upgrade. What he's doing right now is getting the bar centered. You got to line up the holes in the block that he just put in, because the bolt's got to go back in. Putting the spacers back in.
I put all of the factory hardware for the bushings and the frame back in just loosely while I do the rest of it, just so it doesn't grow legs and run off. Or and then this hardware will be the last thing that you tighten up.
And if you get any clunking, it's usually those bolts are not tight, or the link bolts are not tight. If you rock it back and forth and you hear a clunk, you're not sure why, that's the first thing you want to check. So that's reusing the factory hardware on top. And there's a little Lamonster logo on it, and I have that facing out. There's no, whoops,
There you go.
there's no spacers required. The bushings in the links themselves are the proper size.
I like to tighten the top bolt on the link first, just because it gives you a little more room before it's attached to the sway bar.
That is experience talking.
We're going sport or comfort?
All the way outside comfort.
Another pro tip: the bolt that's supplied with the kit for the link should go through the link first and then into the bar.
You always have your links on the outside, like Brian said, with that bolt coming from the outside in. We've had, I think we actually have a video of somebody put on links only, and they had one on the inside and one on the outside. So
I have seen that a couple times. Is there a millimeter? One moment.
video correction. The aftermarket bottom bolt is a 12 millimeter. Same size bolts, different head.
All right.
Seam aligning it.
There isn't an exact science to lining these up. Get them as close to even on both sides as you can. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks real good.
I do also like to tighten down the bolt that has the spacer in between the frame first, because it keeps me from over tightening the bushing.
You know something I think we forgot, babe? It's collars.
Oh, damn it. I did forget the collars.
We got too excited.
It should be fun. I can just take this back off. First one, new one's on sale.
Yeah. Well, you get in the auto mode and
Yeah, not a big deal. I should still be able to slip them on. Everything should still stay nice and lined up. On the collars, there are 2 set screws in them. Just line them up on the bar to where it's convenient to get to them. I usually end up having one pointing straight down and one at 90 degrees from there.
oh, this is just a stop, just to keep it from moving in the block itself.
So the collars should go on before you put the lower bolt in the link.
And really, this is the purpose of this video is, you know, if you get something like that, you miss that point, go back through the video and say, oh, okay, I forgot that. If you got extra parts, this gives you a good idea of what's going on. I like this. And we torque them to good and tight.
I usually tighten the bushings down until you get just a little bit of a bulge out of the bottom. And that has always seemed to work very well. Just like that.
All right. And that's pretty much it, other than putting the panels back on, which we're not going to bother showing you a video on that. But good looking bar. Unfortunately, you don't get to see much except for this right here. But it's Lamonster approved, the quality that you can expect from Lamonster products, and ease of installation, and you're going to love the ride. This comes with a lifetime guarantee, so if you have any issues with the with the sway bar and links, we will cover them under warranty. So one thing that you know, sets us apart, but you'll enjoy the ride. We kind of came up with a happy medium for what's out there as far as ride stiffness and ride comfort. So we're impressed with both, and we know you will be too. And thanks, Brian, for showing us how to do this. And
No problem.
that's it, guys. Thanks. Oh, you can find it at lamonstergarage.com.